Colin Christopher, and my address 3159 Rose Street, Falls Church. It's my place of work.
Thank you.
Thanks. So good evening. My name is Colin Christopher. I'm the Deputy Director of Government Affairs at Dar al Hijrah Islamic Center in Falls Church. We serve about 20,000 families in the Northern Virginia area, and most of our families are actually from Fairfax County. We've been active in the community since the 1980s. I'm here today speaking on behalf of of the leadership of my mosque and the lay folks who I worship with at Dar al Hijrah. Like many in Fairfax, we're happy to see the Planning Commission making the changes that our community deserves and requests, from infrastructure that benefits those who have the ability to have vehicles and those who do not. A number of changes have been made that really help our community and all of Fairfax. The Silver Line is one example. You know, the economic, social, and environmental benefits are significant. And we see the Woodland Park development as another contribution to our growing area, and a good one. Tishman and Speyer, the New York-based company responsible for this project, has a long history here in the D.C. region and across the country. Their properties include the Chrysler Building in New York, Rockefeller Center, other prominent buildings. They've received an award in 2004 for their work. We, like most others, see this development as a good thing, but we were deeply troubled when learning about an ongoing business relationship that Tishman and Speyer have with one of the most well-financed hate groups in the United States, the Clarion Project. The Southern Poverty Law Center, arguably the nation's most important civil rights group, labels the Clarion Project as a hate group. In Fear Inc. 2.0, a report published by the Center for American Progress downtown, they identified the Clarion Project as one of the most well-financed anti-Muslim hate groups in our country. Clarion mailed out a DVD to millions of Americans, including my own mother and father in Madison, Wisconsin, vilifying Muslims and Islam. They spout conspiracy theories and have contributed to fueling anti-Muslim sentiments in the U.S. The FBI reported in 2015 hate crimes against Muslims rose 67%. I've heard folks here in Fairfax talk about how that doesn't happen here. We're a diverse, welcoming community. I'm sad to report that that's not the case. I cannot recount the number of kids at my mosque, 5, 6, 7 years old, who've been called ISIS in class, beat up by their fellow students, and had their headscarves ripped off on the playground. Just yesterday, a mother recounted to me a story of an 8-year-old Muslim boy who was ridiculed and had his allegiance to the United States questioned by his own teacher for not paying enough attention during the Pledge of Allegiance in class. And then later in the day asked if he was searching for how to make a bomb on the internet. This kid is 8. This happened last week. This is in Fairfax County. I have many more of these stories, but I don't want to go any further. I think you get the point. The Clarion Project has a registered address on the 10th floor of 1717 Pennsylvania Avenue, a block and a half away from the White House. That building is owned by Tishman and Speyer. We reached out to Tishman and Speyer about our concerns. We mailed them a letter. 30 clergy from around the area signed that letter. We called them. We knocked on their door. We didn't get a response. Given that the CEO, Jerry Speyer's grandfather, escaped from Nazi Germany in 1939, I'm confident that Mr. Speyer knows what it's like to be persecuted. And I'm also confident that if this commission spoke with him about how Fairfax County is troubled by their business relationship with a known hate group, he would take the appropriate action and Woodland Park development approval would go forth. But until that happens, we have a community that have a choice to make. Some may see this as a minor issue. It's just one relationship. They're a large multinational organization. They have buildings everywhere. It's only one small relationship. But I would ask this commission to think about whether you think this is a small issue. I'm assuming that you would delay the vote on this project until you have had a full conversation with Mr. Speyer. And if you don't think this is a big deal, I'd like you to imagine hundreds of people and faith leaders, maybe from your church or synagogue or mosque, from every tradition, at the next meeting, standing in front of the bulldozers with the local news documenting what's going on. We have that power, and we will use it if we have to. But I know my Fairfax County, and I'm hopeful that our values will lead us to deal with this appropriately. I don't come here just as a Muslim. I don't come here just as a Fairfax County person. I come here to stand for what's right and what's just. I want to leave you with one quote from Martin Niemöller, a prominent pastor from Germany in the early 20th century. First they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and then there was no one left to speak for me. Thanks.
Gene Trabusli.